Chelsea Football Club are in a massive semi-final tomorrow against Middlesbrough, and it could be either Fulham or Liverpool waiting for them in the final. Mauricio Pochettino's press conference was very interesting. He spoke about Chelsea's potential FFP issues, about Chelsea potentially going into the market to get a number 9. He also gave us a clear indication of what's going to happen with Andrey Santos' loan. He confirmed that Nkunku, as I said, is hurt, and Malo got a lot of praise that he deserved. And he also said something very interesting, how Chelsea are going to be very cautious about a change because of no VAR. Let's get into it. Let's break this down. Let's talk about this in good detail, and let's have a great video. But before we get started, I need a massive favor from all of you. Number 1, hit that like button now. It's the best way you can support the channel. And number 2, look at this. This tells you around 57% of you that watch this video aren't subscribed. Why? The other 43, thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys. You guys do your job. But come on, guys, subscribe. Let's get up to 50k, at least on this channel. That's the bare minimum we should do by the end of the year. And now, let's get into the news. Pochettino today confirmed that Christopher Nkunku has a hip issue. Look, when I spoke on the weekend about this issue, a lot of people said to me, "You're just being negative. No one said anything. Poch said he's fine." And then when he wasn't in the squad, it turned into, "You're being absolutely reactionary. It was a precaution." Well, now you guys believe me, right? Now there is news that this player is out for another game. And we're going to find out whether Fabrice Hawkins was correct in saying he's going to be back for the Fulham game, or whether the ITKs within the British media were correct and they said it's 3 to 4 weeks. At this moment in time, Nkunku's out. So, what is going to happen in January? Well, there's a transfer window, so we're going to be linked with a few individuals, obviously. And now he got asked, do you want a new number 9? And he said, look, we've got Jackson, we've got Nkunku. However, the reality is we've got Armando Broja and we've got Cole Palmer that can play in the false 9. So we need to utilize the assets that we have best, and if we go back into the market, so be it. If not, I've got no problem with it. And that is the most mature thing Pochettino could have said. Because the reality is, what is he meant to do? Say, yes, we definitely need a number 9, everyone's prices inflates by 30, 20 million. Or he actively says, oh no, I believe in Broja and Palmer, inflates their ego, gives them confidence, and then they go on to score goals. And guess what? We either resell Broja to another club and make pure profit, or Broja is so good that he's the solution for the long term. I love it. Well done, Pochettino. Mauricio Pochettino has come out and spoke about FFP. He was openly asked and explicitly basically said, can you buy players or do you need to sell to buy? He basically said, no. At this moment in time, I've been told by the executives, by everybody, that we are fine. The reality is, guys, Pochettino doesn't know what he's talking about, the same way as we don't know, and maybe only a few people in the organization do. And the reason I say this is because Pochettino is not going to sit down with Paul Winstanley and go through the financials and the nerdy stuff, because he's a football coach, he's a football man. He wants to know, I need a striker, I need a left back, I need a centre back, and that's it. I really won't take this comment from him as concrete. Chelsea have no FFP issues, because I don't believe that's possible. I don't believe that at this moment in time, with the way Chelsea have been spending, that they don't need to sell to be afloat. The reality is we need to sell Maatsen, Chalobah, and potentially one more. And if we do that, so be it. And if we don't, they're not playing anyway, so you might as well get them off the books. Pochettino was very clear and concise in his ambition to win this tournament. He said, we are Chelsea, we need to do our best, and we need to win. And for me, I love to hear that from a manager. I don't believe in the Arsenal way of thinking, we got bigger fish to fry. Because the reality is, I don't care how many fish you got to fry, you got to win trophies, you got to win cups, and you got to keep that cabinet consistently open, put another one, consistently open, put another one in. That's the way that Chelsea Football Club have been for the last 25 years, and I want them to continue in that light. It doesn't matter if Roman Abramovich is gone, but Mauricio Pochettino said we can't take Middlesbrough for granted, and I agree with him 100%. He went on to say it's 180 minutes of football instead of a 90-minute game, so we need to be very composed, and we can't be of the mindset we got another leg. No, we need to play properly now, win the game, and then deal with the next game, and then the next game. And the reality is that is such a good message to send to a young team. He spoke about how this team lacks experience in the sense that some of them have never been in a two-legged affair. And this is all about learning and managing the game. And he's trying to give them the knowledge through himself. And for me, this is very nice to hear from Pochettino. And I want to give Pochettino a lot of praise for the way he's actually dealing with a lot of the young players. He was also saying how there's no VAR, and they need to understand that. Some of the way they play has to change. And honestly, you saw when Madueke got hurt against Palace, he openly said, I stayed down because I wanted VAR to check it. I knew VAR would check it the longer I stayed down. If I got up and carried on playing, it would have been just looked over. And the reality is, that is the perfect way of dealing with it. Get it into the player's head, play to the whistle, get up. There is no VAR. We got an update on Santos, and the update was actually very clear. They have no clue what they're doing. I'm confirming this right now. They have no clue what to do with him, because they said he's going away for Brazil for a month. He said when he gets back, we'll decide what to do. How are you going to do that? Because if they go further in the tournament, he's only back on February the 11th. And unless I'm mistaken, the window closes on the 31st of January. So you can't loan players during that period, unless you're loaning them to the Turkish league. And even then, I think Turkish league's window is closed at that period of time. So is he going to do a medical and everything during the tournament? I highly doubt it. I don't see it happening. I think Santos is going to be coming back. I think Santos will be making the bench. And I think Santos will be developing at Chelsea for the next few months. Whether that's good for Santos's lack of game time, or whether Santos is going to actually benefit from being trained at Chelsea and getting minutes here and there, I don't know, but I'm excited for Santos potentially staying. I like the player. I think he's robust. I think he's good on the ball. I think he's going to develop to be an excellent player one day, whether it is at Chelsea or not. I hope it's at Chelsea, because I am really invested into him and Angelo. I can't lie to you guys. They're my favourite acquisitions for the young arm. Like, they really are. They're the ones that have come in and I'm like, yo, I can't wait to see them flourish in this team. Finally, Pochettino was very complimentary of Malo. Very complimentary, because he was asked the question, like, what do you make of Malo Gusto? And he said, Malo is a very good player. Malo has come into a new country, adapted well. And I think you guys need to understand, right? As somebody that's moved countries on a regular basis, I actually understand how it feels to consistently change schools or change environments or change languages and try to fit in different cultures. That is hard. So I can only imagine when you're 21 years old, moving alone must be scary. And he's coming in with a lot of eyeballs on him, a lot of people like us looking at every single performance of his and criticizing or analyzing and praising. It's difficult, it's a lot of pressure. So Malo Gusto settled in very well. He's given him a lot of praise, but at the same time, Pochettino is like one of those fathers, you know. He's a Kavkas father, right? Like, he's Spanish, but he's Kavkas. He says, well done, but he slaps you with the other hand to make sure, hey, for the future, make sure you behave yourself. And for me, it is so impressive how he's coaching these kids, because this is a group of kids. Like, he's giving them praise, but then he's saying other things. Like the other day with Noni Madueke, he was like, oh, Noni's playing wonderful. This is what I wanted from him. Like, Noni now is doing what I wanted from him, and he's going to play more. But he still needs to maintain it. Like, literally everything he says, to give, I'll take. Give, I'll take. And it's keeping them on their toes. It's keeping them on the edge. And it's keeping their egos small. And I think Pochettino is like very observant that the more praise you give them, the more they're going to want. So you need to keep them grounded. And he said, Gusto is a phenomenal character and he can become a top player. And for me, I agree with this. Gusto is amazing, and Gusto might be the signing of the season. Reality is, I know we signed him in January, but he is the best signing we've made in this era, in my opinion. So complete, so calm, so imposing, value for money in every which way. And it is what it is. Guys, this was the Kavkas View. Tomorrow there will be a match reaction. I hope you lot enjoyed this video. Share this out with your friends and family. It's the best way you guys can support me. And like I said, subscribe, because it's the best way. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.